Imagine standing in a courtroom where the verdict has already been decided before the trial even begins. The witnesses can't get their stories straight, the evidence is weak, the proceedings are rushed, and yet the accused is still condemned. Well, that's essentially what happened during the trial of Jesus before the Sanhedrin. After his arrest in the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus was brought before the highest Jewish ruling council of the day, the Sanhedrin. This powerful body of chief priests and elders and scribes was responsible for interpreting religious law and guiding the nation spiritually. But there was a problem. Jesus had become impossible to ignore. His miracles, his teachings, his authority, and his growing popularity challenged the religious establishment. To many leaders, Jesus wasn't simply controversial, he was a threat. The trial itself raises serious questions. It took place at night during Passover, a highly unusual setting for such a significant legal proceeding. Witnesses were brought forward, but their testimonies contradicted one another. And again, the accusations failed to stick. The council needed a charge. Then came the decisive moment. The high priest asked Jesus directly, "Are you the Christ, the Son of God?" For much of his ministry, Jesus had often allowed his actions to speak for themselves. But now, standing before those determined to condemn him, he answered clearly, yes. And more than that, he declared that they would one day see the Son of Man seated at the right hand of power and coming with the clouds of heaven. The courtroom must have gone silent. Jesus was claiming the authority and identity foretold in the scriptures. He wasn't merely claiming to be a teacher or a prophet. He was declaring himself to be the Messiah, the Son of God. The reaction was immediate. The high priest tore his robes and accused Jesus of blasphemy. The council pronounced him worthy of death. Then something even darker happened. The one who had healed the sick, fed the hungry, and preached the love of God was mocked, beaten, spat upon, and ridiculed. Think about the irony. The only truly innocent person who ever lived was condemned by sinful men claiming to defend righteousness. Yet beneath the surface of this injustice, something far greater was unfolding. What looked like a tragic miscarriage of justice was actually the fulfillment of God's redemptive plan. Jesus was not losing control. He was willingly moving toward the cross. Every false accusation, every insult, every blow brought him one step closer to accomplishing the salvation of the world. And that's why this story still matters today. The trial before the Sanhedrin forces every generation to answer the same question the high priest asked. Who is Jesus? Was he merely a teacher, a moral example, a historical figure, or is he truly the Messiah, the Son of God? The members of the Sanhedrin rejected him, but the resurrection would reveal their verdict was not the final verdict. The cross and the empty tomb declared the truth. And that's the takeaway. Truth is not determined by popular opinion or political power or religious authority. Truth is found in Jesus Christ. The courage of faith begins when we recognize who he truly is and trust him, even when the world rejects him. The Sanhedrin condemned him, but God exalted him. And because Jesus conquered sin and death, all who believe in him can receive forgiveness, new life, and the hope of eternal salvation. Their verdict said guilty. God's verdict said king. And that verdict still stands today. For more of the biblical history related to this topic, please visit the link in the description and don't forget to like and subscribe.